Hi, I'm Derek with BBR Motorsports. I'm a suspension technician and special operations manager. I'm going to go through a few-minute clip about how to change your fork seals in your SP-5 forks and reset your oil level, change your springs out. A little tip for you guys to help you out with your suspension. It's a simple fork. I have aluminum vice jobs. Don't clamp them in a steel jaw. You'll ruin the chrome surface. Use a rag or gently hang on to them in some aluminum jaws. All you have to do to change your spring is take the top cap out. Be careful there's no preload on it. Just hold your hand over the top so it doesn't spring up and go all over the garage. Take the cap off. Pull your spring out. At this point, if all you're doing is changing springs, you can put your new spring in, put your cap right back on, and go riding. If you want to change your oil, take it, dump out the oil. You got to work the fork up and down to get all the oil out of the inner chamber. Get as much out as you can. And all I do is I'll take and put it in the vise. If you want to completely disassemble, you just clamp it by the cleat in the bottom. Take an Allen wrench, get that Allen screw loose. It just keeps spinning. It's turning this inner chamber inside. Just take your spring, put it back in the fork, push down on it, and it'll hold everything in place. Take your screw out the bottom. Sometimes a little oil will come out. All you have to do at this point, take the tube out. The inner rod will come out, and a spring which goes over that. And on this end, you have a bottoming cone. You'll want to take all this stuff, clean it, put your fork back in the vise, take a flat tip screwdriver, pry your dust seal out, take the little snap ring out, and get in underneath your oil seal and pry it out. If it's too tight, you may have to heat it up. Just get it warm to the touch. If you don't want to use a torch, you can use boiling water. Just dip it in boiling water for 2 minutes. Pry the oil seal out. Take it, set it aside. Assuming you're changing the seals, you can go ahead and throw that in the garbage. Make sure you don't put it back in the fork because you'll end up with the same problem. At this point, you can take contact cleaner and clean all your stuff off. Okay, once you get all your parts clean, lay them out, you can start reassembling it. What I do is I'll take the bottoming cone, stick it in the bottom of the fork tube, hold it there, put the spring in, put the dampening rod in, and make sure it comes out the bottom. Your bottoming cone goes right on the bottom of it. Hold that in, go level. What you have to do is slide it right back in your clean fork tube. Put your Allen socket back in the bottom. I put the spring in so I can hold the dampening rod, and then just tighten the Allen in the bottom. Get nice and snug. Now you can go ahead and put your oil seal in, a new one. I like to use a little lube on the inside edges so it doesn't tear when it goes over the chrome. Make sure you put the oil seal in with the deep side down. Two sides to your seal. There's a shallow side, and then there's a really deep side, larger spring. You want that side to go down towards the oil. So you'll put it over the top of the fork tube, slide it down, and I use a steel seal driver. You can use a piece of PVC all the way up here with a hammer. Just make sure you go on the outside of the seal not to damage the inside lip. Put your clip in. There's a groove inside that you just slip the clip down into. Use your screwdriver, make sure it goes all the way down to the clip. Snaps in. Put your dust seal on. Cone goes up. Put it on. Just tap it down. At this point, you can take it over to your vise, fully extend it. I like to clamp up here in the surface that doesn't travel and where the seal goes is not the, if you damage it, that way you won't tear your new seal. Check your chrome tube before you put your seal in for nicks or damage, because that will tear a seal. Then all you have to do is I put in 3.8 ounces of 10 weight oil. If you're a heavier rider, you can go to a 15, 20, all the way up to a 30 weight oil if you want. Just don't exceed 3.8 ounces of oil. Just dump it in. And you'll want to work the fork up and down a little bit just to get some of the air bubbles out, because there's two chambers and the oil has to escape into the second chamber. Once you do that, take your spring, drop it in, put your new fork cap on, and then just tighten it down. Now you're ready to go ride.